5 or 6, or x equals y, and those are value type variables. You're seeing whether the data is the same. Here we're going to check whether the references point to the same location. So it's a different kind of equality. So crank up Visual Studio. Let's go with using system here. And then namespace. So some sample space. Doesn't really matter. Okay, now what we are going to do is create a person class. So class person. And within the body you're going to say public string first name and public string last name. Again, for our purposes, we're exposing first name and last name as public. Okay, just so we can access them easily. In real life, you would make them private, and as I've shown you before, write methods or properties to access them. Okay, so and hide these, make them private. We're going to say public person, and then string f name, comma, and string l name. And now what we're going to say is show you how to make assignments inside functions. So you're going to say console.writeLine, and my name is, put a placeholder, a little space, and another placeholder, and then you're going to say this dot first name equals f name. So you can make that assignment right there in the body of console.writeLine. And then this dot last name equals l name. Close up with a semicolon. Okay, so it's something that you can do. It's something new. Alright, so now I'm going to create the program class. So class program static void main. Looks like this. Now what we're going to do is create a person and type person pr1 equals new person, and then say here John, comma Smith, close up with a semicolon. There you go. Now we're going to say console.writeLine, okay, and then person's name is, and again placeholder 0, 1, put a period there, comma, and now you can say per dot first name, comma per dot last name. And notice the first name and last name now show up, and you can access them using the dot notation because I've declared them public. Okay? And then when we learn about properties, we'll learn how to hide these and use them through properties instead of directly accessing these fields because they're public right now. Alright, and now what we're going to say is create a person pr2 equals pr1. So here what you're going to do is set references equal, meaning you're going to assign the reference on the right to the one on the left. That means PR1 and PR2 should theoretically point to the same person. Okay, so now you're going to say console.writeLine, and then it is, and then put a placeholder there like that. That PR1 and PR2 are the same. And here you can do a comparison in place again. PR1 does that equal to PR2, goes over the semicolon. Okay. So, if PR1 does equal PR2, this will return true. There you go. And now take a look. I'm going to take PR2 dot first name and change that first name to Bubba. And now we will just display PR1 again and see whether it shows the change of the first name. I'll paste that down below. I'm going to delete this code. And now here console.read key. That's sufficient for our purposes. Alright. Let's give this a build. Let's make sure it takes Okay, if you go now, start without debugging. It says my name is John Smith. The person's name is John Smith. It is true that PR1 and PR2 are the same. The person's name is Bubba Smith, you see? So what this confirms is the following. First we create a person, John Smith. Using these public fields here, we access them and we display them. Then PR1 is set to PR2. So PR2 ends up pointing to the same locations. Okay? And that's why you see where it says it is, and then this, it says it is true that PR1 and PR2 are the same. Okay? In other words, PER1 double equals PR2. This here returns true. The comparison of the two returns true. Then we change the first name using PR2, per2. And then as we can see down below, we access the first name and last name PR1 using PR1, and it shows the change of the first name. So this confirms that whatever change is made using PR2 is visible inside PR1. In other words, these are just references, and they point to the same locations in memory. That's the point. Okay? There you go. So this is a way of comparing right here. You see this? It's a way of comparing by reference. And also you have learned how to make assignments directly inside function calls like this one, method calls. You see? You can do that too. And comparisons and lots of other things. And that is it. So thanks very much, and I'll see you in another video.